could have ever foreseen this? Because right now, the Colorado Avalanche have a three-way tie for number one on their team in points. Unsurprisingly, Nathan MacKinnon is there. So is Cale Makar. But right up with the lead in team goals for the 2025-2026 season is Colorado Avalanche forward Martin Necas, with 2 goals and 1 assist in 2 games played to open things up for Colorado. Necas is the top goal scorer on the team. Now, it's only been 2 games, things can change, but for the most part, he's right up there, he's playing big minutes, he's getting big points, and rightfully so, right? That's kind of what Necas was acquired to do for the Colorado Avalanche, especially when you think about the season that he had last year, as well as the trade saga which even sent him to Colorado in the first place. Martin Necas had a pretty difficult contract negotiation process with Carolina in 23-24. They tried to trade this guy, they weren't able to, and so he signed a short-term deal. $6.5 million a year, and a total of only 2 seasons on the contract. Inevitably, Necas had such a good start to the 24-25 campaign that folks were starting to ask, hey, has he finally broken out? He was the number 1 point scorer in the league to open up the 24-25 campaign. I mean, just take a look at the numbers, take a look at all of the points he was able to accrue from opening night up until the middle-ish point part of November. He was so productive. Multiple 3-point games, multiple 4-point games. The guy had more points in games than he had 0-point games, and that continued up until the end of November too. Nevertheless, Martin Necas ended up getting traded to the Colorado Avalanche in the first Mikko Rantanen trade, but the problem was he needed a contract extension. Now he's in Colorado, now he's leading the team in points, and he's still making $6.5 million a year. Necas is 26 years old, so you could definitely say his best years are in front of him. And when it comes to guys like Kyle Connor, Mikko Rantanen, and Kirill Kaprizov getting $12 and $17 million AAV, it puts Necas right in that same territory for his party to demand that contract. This is why we get into the latest on Martin Necas trade rumors, as published by James Murphy earlier this afternoon on rg.org. A source goes out there and says, the Leafs and Rangers could pursue Martin Necas again. This article will be linked in the description below for your reading pleasure. Go out there and check out rg.org to give them their ad views and to support James Murphy. But let's go out there and read what it is Murphy gives us in terms of an update on Martin Necas. Key takeaways from the article: 1. How likely is Necas to stay in Colorado beyond this season? The answer is apparently not very likely. A longtime NHL scout said he'd be stunned if Necas even finishes the season with the Avalanche, given their looming cap crunch and the need to prioritize Cale Makar's future deal. Number 2. Which teams could emerge as trade deadline suitors for Martin Necas? The Toronto Maple Leafs, New York Rangers, and Anaheim Ducks were highlighted as potential rental destinations, while the Flyers and Sharks could explore him with an extension in place. And thirdly, why is Colorado unlikely to extend Necas? Despite mutual interest, the Avalanche need to preserve cap space to lock up Makar in 2027, likely at $17 million annually. With other UFAs looming, finding room for Necas' deal looks nearly impossible. So, I love how the key takeaways go out there and give us pretty much the SparkNotes summary version of what it is that's written about here. But of course, the article still has a deeper dive as to what's going on. This is what the longtime NHL pro scout opined to RG on Wednesday night. I'd be stunned if Martin Necas finishes the season with the Colorado Avalanche, let alone extends with the team. With Oilers captain Connor McDavid, Winnipeg Jets winger Kyle Connor, and Vegas Golden Knights center Jack Eichel all inking contract extensions with their respective teams this week, the once vaunted potential 2026 UFA free agent market lost plenty of star power. Necas, along with Artemi Panarin and LA Kings winger Adrian Kempe, are now the three biggest fish left on that 2026 UFA market. Various reports this week had the Kings and Kempe closing in on an extension, but by all accounts, Panarin and Necas remain far apart in contract talks with the Rangers and Avalanche respectively. I don't see how the Avalanche make it happen with Necas, the above source said. They need to lock up Cale Makar next offseason, and even with the cap going up, where are they finding the money to give Necas? So the real question to me is, will the Avalanche keep him as their own playoff rental at the trade deadline? Or will he go to another team as a rental and sign an extension with them? Let's go out there and read what the source said. I'll tell you one thing, when it comes to trading Necas, at least as a rental, I'd be watching the Maple Leafs and the New York Rangers, if, as I expect, the Rangers will be back in the playoff hunt. I know both teams looked into him when he was in Carolina, but I'm not sure they've looked into him again since he was traded to Colorado. Another team that could be in the wildcard mix is the Anaheim Ducks. They've got a ton of cap space at $12.9 mil now, but the problem is Cutter Gauthier and Leo Carlsson are up after this season too. Still, they have so many prospects that they could offer. As for teams that could trade for Necas with an extension, I'm looking at teams like the Philadelphia Flyers, who have $6.6 million in cap space, and the San Jose Sharks, who have the same. I think the Ducks are really intriguing because they may be in the wildcard mix at the deadline. Necas is in the final year of a 2-year, $13 million contract that carries an AAV of $6.5 mil. As of now, he continues to downplay the NHL trade rumors around him, and both he and the team have expressed an interest in finding a way to keep him in Denver. Obviously, I've seen it. It doesn't really surprise me, Necas told the Denver Gazette before scoring 2 goals in a 4-1 season-opening win over the LA Kings on Tuesday night. There's so much stuff I see out there that's not true. What else can I do about it? Nothing really, right? It sucks to hear these things, but you know inside of you what the truth is, and you don't have to prove it to anyone. While Necas' frustration is understandable, the truth is, though, regardless of both the Avalanche and Necas claiming they want to explore how to make an extension work, that may not be possible. So, what the update here for Necas say? This is a pretty intriguing one to dive into. Let me know your thoughts if you're a fan of the Maple Leafs, the Rangers, the Ducks, the Flyers, or the Sharks. How do you think a Marty Necas-like asset could fit in your organization? I'm just going to go out there and say it for the Toronto perspective. We've been memeing about the core four for years. Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander. You finally get out of the core four era because Marner leaves and Tavares signs for dirt cheap, and you immediately bring in another guy who's going to be interested in $12+ million bucks? You'd essentially be replacing Marner with Necas and adding on a whole bunch of extra names like Michelli, Waugh, and Joshua. Martin Necas, I think, is a very good player, so he would definitely have a level of success with Toronto. But also thinking about some of these other teams, I mean, the New York Rangers, I kind of wonder about them. If they stick around in the playoff hunt, would they be getting a Martin Necas-like asset to replace Artemi Panarin, or would they be going out there and thinking they could add and just have both of them? We had the same song and dance with Kirill Kaprizov of the Minnesota Wild before he signed his extension. Thinking about Kaprizov and Panarin, two Russians playing together, it's pretty good. Necas has a little more versatility because he can also play center. Meanwhile, for the Anaheim Ducks, thinking about some of the other big-bodied players like the Cutter Gauthiers, the Carlsons, the Beckett Senecas, the Roger McQueens in the future, Martin Necas, I think, doesn't necessarily fit with that mold of player, but he isn't small. He's 6'2", 198, so maybe you can say that there is a fit there. And then thinking about these other teams, if an extension were to be in place, Philadelphia and San Jose, I mean, the Sharks need top-end talent. They have a lot of young guys that are going to be top-end talent soon, but they could probably use somebody like Martin Necas right now. Same you can say with the Philadelphia Flyers and Rick Tocchet. But if you're a fan of any of these teams, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Firstly, what do you think it would take to get Necas onto your squad? What do you think the extension dollar amount looks like if you're going down that path? And do you think it's actually plausible? If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't, then hey, the dislike button's down there for you as well. Thoughts in the comment section below about the Martin Necas trade update and the potential bidding war that could exist between these 5 teams. Thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.